The film begins with a spaceship heading toward Earth, while a smaller spaceship follows in pursuit. The smaller spaceship shoots at the bigger one, damaging it significantly. Inside the bigger spaceship, Lee Han, a silver-haired and pale humanoid alien piloting the aircraft, gets an alert that her ship is severely damaged. She releases the damaged part of her ship, and it hits the smaller one. The collision causes it to tumble out of its flight path, while Lee Han uses this chance to escape to Earth. The smaller ship soon gains momentum back and zooms to Earth, following the bigger ship. On Earth, Luke and his girlfriend Sarah are in the woods. While Luke struggles to pitch the tent, he gets distracted by Sarah's sexiness. She catches her gaze and teases him about how it took him 4 hours to finish pitching the tent finally. She tells him they should get some wood as it's already getting dark and they need a fire. They see something falling from the sky and believe it's a shooting star, and they both make a wish. Luke finishes his wish and winks at her. Sarah mockingly tells him that her underwear is still on, thinking he made a wish to remove it. He assures her that it will happen soon and then walks off into the woods, telling her he'll be back in 5 minutes. In the woods, the smaller spaceship from earlier makes a landing. A heavily armored humanoid, the Reptilian, descends from it. It releases a small drone flying off as it looks for its target, while the Reptilian arms itself with a staff with a blinding light at the tip. Luke is still in the woods, even though the sun is about to set, gathering pieces of wood for the fire. He picks up a small silver device that's blinking white light and looks at it closely. As he looks up, he's shocked to see a spaceship, the big one from earlier, and he drops the wood he collected as he's mesmerized by it. He turns around as a hand lands on his shoulder. He sees Lai Han and screams in fear upon seeing her pale white face. She gives him a hard tackle and then lands on top of him. His hands push her way, and it lands on its breast, and Lai glances at it. Quickly letting it go, he says not to let his girlfriend know what happened. She punches him in the face, knocking him out of consciousness. Meanwhile, Sarah is going through her backpack looking for her phone. Finally finding it, she turns it on, but upon seeing no cell service, she annoyingly drops it back. Waiting for her boyfriend, she calls out his name, hoping he's nearby. She hears a noise in the woods, so she quickly grabs a flashlight from her backpack and points it toward it, hoping to see what caused it. She hears something zooming past her, but she doesn't see it. Unbeknownst to her, the small drone from the Reptilian is watching her. She freaked out, so she scrambled to get inside the tent, zipping it closed, hoping whatever caused the noise won't spot her inside. She also turns off the hanging lamp inside. Outside, the drone flashes a light, scanning the tent as it roams around it and leaves. Hearing it leave, Sarah turned the lamp back on and slowly unzipped the tent open. Suddenly, the Reptilian staff appears by the tent's door. So, Sarah quickly zips back the tent closed and moves away from the entrance in fear. The staff's bright, blinding light surrounds the tent while Sarah cowers in fear. The bright light disintegrates the whole tent, leaving Sarah. The Reptilian points the weapon toward her face, and it charges, ready to release another deadly blast. Sarah begs it not to, then it stops, as something tackles the Reptilian, distracting it from Sarah. It's Lee Han. The Reptilian glares at her for a moment before they both reach slowly for their weapons. Lee Han glances at Sarah as she starts to get up away from them. Using this distraction, the Reptilian grabs its staff from the ground and prepares to fire. But Lee Han is faster on her feet, so she quickly grabs her weapon from her holster at the hip and fires the Reptilian. They both fight each other off and try to overcome each other. Luke appears behind Sarah and helps her to her feet. As the fight continues, the two extraterrestrials, Lee Han, get knocked off her hand. She retaliates by kicking the Reptilian in the knee with a loud crack. She eventually knocks the Reptilian down, disarms it, and grabs its weapon. She tries to use it to blast her opponent, but the Reptilian deactivates it. It also electrocutes her, but she seems unfazed by it. As the Reptilian tries to get up, she still uses the staff to her advantage. However, the Reptilian also manages to get a hold of it. The Reptilian tells her that they know of her experiments. They know where to find them, and they will all get destroyed one by one. She grabs the Reptilian's mask, causing it to struggle to gasp for air. The Reptilian turns around, revealing its reptilian-like face, and breathes the air around them. Lee Han's shock is evident on her face because of these findings. Using this to its advantage, it grabs Lee-Han by the neck, lifting her off the ground. The reptilian taunts her, says that her plans to stop them have failed, and declares that they're ready for harvest, throwing her away from him. She gets thrown against a tree and hits her head, knocking her out of consciousness. Luke and Sarah sadly watch as they can't do anything to help her out. As the reptilian faces the two, they're both shocked and afraid for their lives. The reptilian's weapon gets transported to its hands, and it prepares to fire at them. The two of them hold each other as the weapon blasts at them while Luke tries to put his hands up and cover Sarah, trying to protect her. The blast doesn't hit them, as a force field from Luke's watch appears and protects them both. They're both shocked at what happened, and Sarah asks how he did that. He suddenly remembers the watch, and what happened when he was knocked out by Lee-Han earlier. He remembers Lee-Han telling him that they have been watching them since the beginning of their time. She explains to him that they have altered his DNA to get him ready for the arrival of the enemy. She tells him of her planet and how it was subjugated, which forced her entire race to flee, but Luke will never have to, as they have given him the power to save his whole world. Realizing this, the reptilian prepares to give a more powerful blast, and Luke also prepares to fire against it. So, he pushes Sarah out of the way to protect her and not put herself in harm's way. He runs and gives a powerful punch to the reptilian. It also retaliates with its power, but they both release a powerful blast around them. The blast not only causes the reptilian to die, but it also causes it to burn. Lee-Han has at long last regained consciousness as Sarah joyfully embraces Luke. Lee-Han is emotionally overwhelmed as she recognizes that the reptilian has passed away. After some time has passed, Luke and Sarah watch Lee-Han as she prepares to leave the planet on her spaceship. Lee-Han warns Luke that more danger will come, but he'll be ready, indicating the watch and its powers. She exits and proceeds to her ship while Luke stares at her butt as she walks away. Luke gets a sharp reprimand from Sarah when she catches him staring at her, and Sarah then asks Luke if he understood what Lee-Han said or even her language. Despite this, he shrugs and responds by saying he's unsure about what she said. Before beginning the descent on her ship, she waves goodbye to everyone before raising her hand. Luke responds by raising his hand in a Vulcan salute, referencing a famous fictional alien gesture which means to live long and prosper. Confused, Lee-Han also gestures and ascends to her spaceship, and the ship begins to take off. Sarah and Luke watch in amazement as the ship flies off to space. As the ship pulls away, Sarah tells Luke she doesn't feel good. Luke jokes about how he won't get laid if that's what it means. Luke's watch flashes brightly, and they both look up, watching for any signs of danger. The film ends as the spaceship, just like the reptilian ship, approaches Earth, followed by more ships.